It's become the fashionable, environmentally responsible thing to do.
Turning to alternative energy, ethanol fuel in hybrid cars, for instance, helps reduce emissions blamed for global warming. But there are also some very unhelpful side effects. Some of the most popular energy alternatives are also gobbling up water at a time when much of the world faces a water shortage. Global's Sean Reynolds now has a special report on this environmental dilemma.
At one time, it seemed fairly simple to go green. Ethanol fuel in your hybrid vehicle, as you waited for hydrogen technology to save the day. But like the wheels on the bus of the future, research into fuel alternatives keeps rolling, and new findings are showing green energy can often look pretty gray.
There are a lot of trade-offs with different energy choices we make, and there are a lot of good reasons to pursue some new technologies, but we shouldn't pretend that they're all good.
One of the growing concerns is water use. New research shows many green energy sources are the worst water wasters compared to gasoline. One study suggests ethanol guzzles 40 to 130 gallons of water just to drive the family sedan 1 mile. These numbers are contested within the industry, but most agree they highlight a point, that we are solving carbon emissions by creating another problem.
But what it looks like is we're marching towards a system of fuels that all require more water, at least if we're not careful and don't make good decisions today. And that will just exacerbate a lot of the water concerns in place.
Water shortage is an emerging environmental issue. Southern areas of North America are getting drier while melting Arctic ice is making Canada wetter. Because we have the water, it's been of little political importance.
I don't think that any government in Canada has yet entirely woken up to how much this is going to be a problem for us and really grasped the scope of response that we need to summon.
Here in Manitoba, the government prides itself on a green record. In 2005, we were named the #1 jurisdiction in the world by Business Week magazine in terms of battling climate change. Yet some say the government needs to do a better job of keeping up with ever-changing issues like water consumption.
There's a lot of reactive happening rather than being way ahead of the curve. And that's certainly true on water issues overall.
The government disagrees, citing its hydro, wind, and energy conservation developments, all water-friendly. They also say the ethanol plant in Manitoba is wastewater-free. But the plant can have a significant water impact when it imports corn for ethanol production, a crop needing massive irrigation.
Nothing is perfect. There's downsides to every single technology, every single initiative that we bring forward. But you have to look at what are the upsides to that as well.
There is a fiercely bright spot on the horizon. Biomass is touted as the next big thing in green energy. It's produced by leftovers from the forestry and agriculture industries. Formed into small bricks, it's burnt like coal, giving off carbon emissions that are reabsorbed in the next growth cycle, basically a carbon neutralizing process. Because biomass is made from waste, it requires no extra water, and our capacity in Manitoba is huge.
There's somewhere between 1.5 and 2.5 million tons of biomass that could be directed into energy production.
Biomass is on the Dewar government's radar screen, but full-scale production is at least 5 years down the road.
We are just barely scratching the surface.
Sean Reynolds, Global News.
And Andrew's back with our full Sky Tracker forecast.
Doesn't really feel like it now, but in a little while we'll be seeing a lot more green outside too.
Definitely not some green in western Manitoba today, though. Lately it's been a real battle between winter and spring.